Hello, Sonoma County. I'm Susan Gorin, Chair of the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors. And here is the segment, 5 Questions with Susan Gorin, with my special guest today, Dr. Sundari Mase. Dr. Mase, I'm so pleased that you are joining us today. You have a really tough job, and I want to thank you on behalf of the supervisors and all of the residents for the great work that you're doing, trying to keep us safe, navigating through reopening, and helping us understand COVID and how it is impacting all of us, especially our public health. As you know, today, we're going to be observing the 4th of July holiday this weekend. It is such an important holiday. We look forward to gathering with friends and neighbors and family, watching parades. And this year, it's going to be different. How do we safely observe this important holiday?
Great. Well, thank you so much, Chairwoman Gorin. I'm really honored to be here to answer your questions today. Very good question about 4th of July. This 4th of July is just not going to be the same. We cannot gather with friends for barbecues or watch fireworks. We know this is breaking a long-held holiday and summer traditions, but this is really for people's health. For the health of our community, we are asking everyone to stay home. Stay home and be with your family during this time. Public parking facilities will be closed. Parking on roadways is prohibited to all states, beaches within the county. Local residents can still go to the beach as long as you can walk or bike to these public spaces. Of course, if you do visit a beach or any other public place, please bring and wear a facial covering or stay at least 6 feet away from other people. I think most of us are aware that cases are rising here as well as all over the state. Over the past week, we've seen some of our largest daily case increases, as well as, sadly, several more deaths. I'm asking everyone to please be mindful that the threat of COVID-19 remains very real in our county, state, across the country. This virus is not taking a holiday. We have to keep doing what we know helps to reduce the spread of this virus. Wash your hands frequently, wear facial coverings when you're in public places indoors and also outdoors when you're unable to maintain social distancing. The best way to enjoy your holiday weekend with peace of mind is to stay home. Why not make a new 4th of July tradition this year? Celebrate at home to stay safe and healthy.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much. I know many of us are alarmed by the increasing number of COVID diagnoses we are seeing in Sonoma County. And so tell us pretty explicitly what is at stake for us. We have to abide by your suggestions, advice, but we know we have visitors coming into the county. So what might happen next week or the following weeks?
As of today, 19 counties in California are having to roll back reopening of bars, restaurants, museums, and theaters in the indoor setting. I think it's noteworthy that some of the largest and most populous counties in the state, many of these counties are here in Northern California. This should give us all pause as to our own vulnerability here in Sonoma County. My goal is to not go backward. I want to keep businesses open, but if everyone does not follow safe practices to protect each other, we risk having to close things back up due to outbreaks. We risk more people getting sick, more hospitalizations, and more deaths. What's at stake is our health, and for some of us, our very lives. As of today, Sonoma County is not on the state's watch list, but if our cases continue to rise here, we may well end up on that list. That's why it's critical to stay home this weekend.
Testing has been an important component of our public health mission, education, and certainly survey of the community. How are we doing on testing? Are we continuing the testing regimen? Are we expanding, contracting? How's that going?
Yeah, I think testing is actually going really well. Our decisions to contain the virus here in Sonoma County are really driven by the evidence, science, and data. We are watching certain indicators such as the virus transmission rate, active cases, hospitalizations, and testing is the cornerstone for finding this virus. We know that at least 40% of people who test positive experience no or mild symptoms, but they can still be contagious. It is true that the more we look, the more we'll find, But this is truly a good thing because it helps us to contain the virus, which is especially important as we await a vaccine and proven treatments. Testing is critical to our efforts to discover and isolate hotspots. We know COVID-19 is highly transmissible, and we're learning more every day. That is why we're throwing everything we've got at it. Testing, surveillance, contact tracing. These are tried and true disease control and public health tools that enable us to identify people who've been exposed and notify them. There's also testing benchmarks the Sonoma County must meet to be able to reopen further. If we do not meet these testing goals set by the state, we risk having to stall our progress. An accurate assessment of our local infection rate must involve increased testing. Everyone should get tested, and especially those who have found themselves in situations where they couldn't maintain safe distance from others.
I know that many of us are feeling very sad or anxious as we approach the 4th of July holiday. We are just really sad and lonely and sheltering in place. So what would you suggest to those folks who are feeling anxious?
Yeah, thank you. That's a really important question. All of our lives have changed dramatically during this pandemic. We're having to stay home as much as possible. We worry about getting sick or family members getting sick. Many people are out of work, which is very stressful. It's hard not to worry about the future. Many people who are able to work from home are finding this to be extremely challenging to balance managing family needs or caring for elderly family members while also working. Those who have had to continue going to work in this environment live with the daily fear of being infected and bringing the virus home, perhaps without even knowing it. There's just too much to deal with right now. Not getting to celebrate this holiday as we usually do is really a blow. The national holiday is so important to so many people who want to commemorate our country's history and express our patriotism. Really, the most patriotic thing you can do this 4th of July is protect your family community members by staying home. Again, why not create some new 4th of July traditions this year? Decorate your sidewalk or front walk with chalk. Raise the American flag. Watch a patriotic movie. And of course, connect with your close family and friends through online video chat rather than in person. Someday we'll all look back and remember this as a unique time when we had to celebrate differently. This period of time will be remembered for decades, and generations to come. How we all came together to respond to this pandemic will also become part of our history as a community and as a nation. For those who are depressed or anxious, we encourage you to reach out for help and support. The county has a warm line that anyone can call for help and support. It's free, private, and available 7 days a week. In fact, there are many helplines and support services for people in Sonoma County. The warm line is available in English and in Spanish. And I encourage anyone who's struggling with depression and anxiety to seek out all the resources on socoemergency.org. You can call 707-565-2652 for free and private support if you or someone you know is experiencing emotional stress and anxiety during COVID-19. 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please do call if you're feeling depressed or anxious.
And I hope people take an opportunity to write down that number so that they can refer to it when they really need it. It's important to reach out to others. Thank you, Dr. Mase. We know that people in Sonoma County have always found that warm place in their heart to give back to others, to come together as a community, to find the hope, to be resilient, and to appreciate the caregivers around us. So where have you seen kindness? Where have you found hope in the midst of this crisis?
Yes, I have to tell you, I have personally seen kindness and found hope in so many places. Everywhere I look, when I see people wearing their facial coverings, when I see people trying to go out and do things but still adhere to the orders, when I go to healthcare facilities and I see our brave healthcare workers taking care of patients amidst this pandemic, when I talk to our first responders, law enforcement, and the fire, as well as EMS, and what they're doing. And I think every single person is contributing to making our community well so that we can move forward and try to weather the hard times during this pandemic. So I would have to say the majority of what I see kindness and find hope in.
I have a neighbor who finds that warm, kind place in her heart. She bakes cookies and does deliveries to a few folks in the neighborhood. That is so appreciated by so many, that warm human touch. So I would encourage all of Sonoma County to find a way to reach out to reduce the social isolation of their friends and neighbors while being safe yourself. Thank you for coming with us today, Dr. Mase, to talk from the heart to our community. And this is Susan Gorin reminding the community, please be safe, wear your masks, practice good hygiene, be respectful, be kind to others in our community. For more information about COVID-19, visit socoemergency.org or call our information hotline 211. See you next time.